A little bit about myself is that I am Buffalo born and raised. I am the oldest of 3 children, and I am a law student at the University of Buffalo's Law School. Growing up, fitness has really always been a part of my life, where my parents were big runners, and they sort of instilled healthy eating and really exercising as a part of my lifestyle. Being in the Miss America pageant was such a blessing. I was given the honor to be Miss New York at the end of May, and it is an amazing experience. You meet women who are leaders in their communities, who are talented, who are smart and educated, and I got to compete with 50 amazing women from across the country. It was a great 2 weeks, and it's an experience I will never forget. Fitness is extremely important. Being in the Miss America organization, it's actually one of our competition phases of competition, and girls come out on stage, and I like to say they strut their stuff in a bathing suit and in heels, and judges are basing their scores on physical fitness but also confidence, and I think that both of those elements are so important to have that overall health that is so important in our society. When I won Miss New York, I actually walked away as the fitness preliminary winner, which was really cool. But I knew that for Miss America, I would need to step it up. And so I specifically came to Dr. Derrick because I knew that I needed to work on both my nutrition and my exercise. I realized that diet was actually such an important part. You know, it would be one thing to put in an hour of exercise every day, but if you're cheating here and there, maybe more often than you should, it's not necessarily going to work. So it was really about finding the right fit for me. Everyone's fitness and everyone's health is so different, and it's about finding the right plan for you. And so for that, it was really eating very nutritional foods, kind of going back to nature, having colorful plates. I was always the biggest fan of protein bars, and I found out that those were probably one of the worst things to be having. Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, I would go for those because it was low calorie, but it was also those sweeteners that really was not helping me. So I ended up switching to water, really, and just maybe adding a little flavor, some lemons and limes. And it's about making those small changes that really helped me prepare for the Miss America stage.
Gabrielle is young and already in pretty good shape. But to compete at the highest level, we wanted to make sure she took her fitness to a totally new place. It was important that we worked her strength, especially her core, working the abs, working the low back, mid back, and upper back. Of course, because of a lot of the things that she's wearing on stage, we wanted to make sure that she had proper definition of her upper body as well. Making sure that we're defining her shoulders and her upper torso made all the difference in the world.
Health is so important. Health affects so many aspects of our lives, and then I believe when people are healthy, they really have a lot. Health is something to be so grateful for. It's everything from getting the right sleep and being energized, especially being on the go for 2 weeks, even just having this title over the past summer and traveling a lot. Health is so important. And for public health, we as a society, we need to focus on this issue, because I think that there is so much that people can benefit from by making small changes. And people see healthy eating as is a diet, but it's really a lifestyle that will make them feel so much better. It'll make them feel energized. It'll make their skin glow, and it will feel good to move in the morning and to get active. To be honest, the DEXA scan was actually super scary, because it was one of those things where you know how you look in the mirror and you know how much you weigh, and I'm always the measuring on just overall fitness, and the criteria with the DEXA was actually really cool to break it down and to see just a breakdown and what I can really improve on so much more. And it was sort of that motivator and something that would hold you accountable, because when you're in the gym, when you're here with the trainers, they're only doing so much and they're guiding you along. But when you go home, it's really up to you to stick to the right foods, to get yourself moving. And by having that DEXA scan as sort of an incremental measure for how you're really achieving your goals was great to see. What I recommend to people who want to do something but they're a little hesitant is that I understand what you're feeling. A lot of people say, well, you're Miss New York, you look great. You could never really struggle with your health, but I think that everyone maybe has that specific point where they don't know how to get started. I was forever afraid to pick up weights because I didn't really know, I wasn't educated on it. And what I recommend to people is reaching out to those who you know that can help you get started. It all starts with small changes, and whether it's walking for 15 minutes a day and grabbing a friend, exercising with friends is so much fun, or whether you're switching out a healthier option at a meal, it's all about those small changes that will help you really have a bigger impact.